You were taught, hold eye contact for 3 seconds and you'll win people over. That's half-truth garbage. Eye contact can build trust, or it can trigger a threat response. The difference is everything. Hi, we are HumatiQ. We explain human behavior with science, not hacks. In the next 9 minutes, you'll see what the 3-second tip actually does, why it works sometimes, and backfires other times, and one simple test you can use right now to avoid social disaster. The internet loves short rules: 3 seconds, 5 seconds, the triangle gaze. They're memorable, so they spread. People who learn a rule feel smart, fast. That confidence is seductive. You try the rule, it sometimes works, and you assume you've mastered human psychology. That's the Dunning-Kruger moment. A little bit of knowledge creates overconfidence. You believe you can read someone because you memorized a single number. Here's the humiliation. Eye contact does not carry a single meaning. It interacts with culture, power dynamics, personality, context, and momentary threat. Lock eyes with the wrong person for just 3 seconds and suddenly you've gone from charming to downright creepy. In some Western cultures, direct eye contact signals confidence and honesty. In many East Asian cultures, prolonged eye contact, especially with an elder or authority figure, can be seen as disrespectful or challenging. Here's the neuroscience. For some people, a prolonged, direct gaze activates threat centers in the brain. The amygdala flags intense staring as a potential social threat, increasing your sympathetic arousal. That's your fight-or-flight response, not a feeling of connection. So the same 3-second rule that reduces anxiety in person A can spike alarm bells in person B. That's why blanket rules fail. It's not about the number, it's about the person and the situation. So what really matters? Tradecraft and social science converge on one idea. It's about pattern and contingency, not fixed seconds. What counts are 3 things. 1, baseline, how this person usually behaves. 2, pacing, where in the interaction you hold the look. And 3, congruence. Does your body language match your gaze? Let's break that down. Baseline. If someone normally avoids eye contact, maintaining a slightly longer look could signal interest. But if they're already comfortable with long gazes, 3 seconds means very little. Pacing. Making eye contact while asking a genuine question feels very different from prolonged staring during a quiet meal. And congruence. If your smile is fake but your eyes are staring intently, people notice that mismatch faster than you do. The bottom line is this: the change from a person's baseline in the right context is what causes meaning to emerge. Quick story. A manager tried the 3-second rule in performance reviews. He thought it would communicate authority and confidence. Instead, several employees reported feeling judged, defensive, and intimidated. Why? The timing was all wrong. In a high-stakes, evaluative context, that extended eye contact intensified the perceived threat. Now, contrast that with a first date. One well-timed, sustained look after sharing a funny anecdote showed warmth and led to a much better connection. Same number of seconds, completely different outcomes. Context is everything. So, here's the one test you must run before using any eye contact trick. We call it the 3-second reality check. It takes less than a minute. First, just watch the person's baseline for about 30 seconds. Notice their average gaze length and how often they make eye contact. Don't stare, just observe during normal conversation. Next, deliver a simple, neutral comment or question, something non-threatening, like, "So what are you working on this week?" As you finish your sentence, hold eye contact for about 3 seconds. Now, observe their immediate reaction, a relaxed nod or a small smile. That's a green light. But do you see a spike in their blink rate, a slight tensing of the shoulders, or a quick glance away? That's a signal of discomfort. If you see discomfort, stop. Back off, return to their baseline level of eye contact, and ask another neutral question to recalibrate and lower the pressure. This test turns a rigid rule into a diagnostic tool. It gives you data telling you whether those 3 seconds will connect or escalate. The test isn't about judgment, it's about gathering information. So how do you apply this? In job interviews, start with shorter eye contact combined with more verbal affirmations like nodding or saying, "I see." In customer service, try to mirror the client's average gaze to build rapport. And if you're on a stage, hold your gaze longer on individuals when you want to create intimacy, but be sure to break it and pan across the room to distribute your attention. Always use the reality check before you decide to escalate the intensity. Here's an important neuroscience note. A sustained gaze combined with a genuinely warm tone can lower cortisol, the stress hormone, in people who are comfortable with you. But with strangers, it can elevate arousal and stress. Use the test to figure out which it's going to be. This brings us to the final turn of the Dunning-Kruger effect. True competence is quiet. If you think you've totally nailed eye contact just by memorizing a few tips, you might be missing the real deal. Real skill is sensitivity. It's about constantly collecting data and adjusting. So, to recap, the 3-second tip can help or it can harm. Always test it first. Base your decisions on the person's baseline, the pacing of the conversation, and the congruence of your own body language. This is HumatiQ. If this helped you, subscribe for more short science explainers twice a week. And check out our long playlist, Relationship Science, next. Thanks for watching.